Praise be to Jesus. Hello again, everyone. Charles with you here, and we have some new updates for you. The rector of the seminary in the Diocese of Buffalo, New York, has suddenly stepped aside amid allegations of homosexual assault. Church Militant has confirmed that Father Joseph Gatto, president rector of Christ the King Seminary, announced on Wednesday that he was taking an immediate leave of absence, and Bishop Richard Malone of Buffalo has appointed an interim rector, Father John M. Stack, OMI. Local news outlet WBKW is reporting that on the same day Gatto announced he was leaving his post, it became privy to allegations of Gatto homosexuality grooming a young man during a counseling session. On Thursday, WBKW broke the news that it had obtained a copy of the complaint against Gatto filed Wednesday with the diocese. According to the complaint, the local man approached Gatto for spiritual counseling in 2000. He states in the complaint that Gatto quickly befriended me and shortly thereafter made unwanted sexual advances towards me. Michael Voris interviewed Henry Sire, the author of the thoroughly researched book, The Dictator Pope, when asked about the impact of the explosive testimony of Archbishop Carlo Maria Vigano. Sire answers that Pope Francis is a completely extraordinary man for the cardinals to have chosen, adding, if they'd known what sort of man he was, they wouldn't have voted for him. He continues, the thing is, we've had this extraordinary situation covered up by the media who promoted him as this great reformer, which he isn't at all. And really, the extraordinary thing is that nobody should have spoken out about this before. Pope Francis himself notes how different his papacy is from previous popes, saying in 2016, it is not to be excluded that I will enter history as the one who split the Catholic Church. And now, in light of this summer's sex abuse revelations, it's become obvious the cover ups go all the way to the top, to Pope Francis himself. And as a follow up to that last story, because it says at the end the cover ups go all the way to the top. Well, here's a story right here. During his recent flight from Estonia to Rome, Pope Francis denied ever having pardoned clerical sex abusers. This was a surprising statement, given the sad case of Don Mauro Inzoli. On September 26, after answering and refusing to answer reporters' questions, Pope Francis addressed the issue of child sexual abuse during a stream of consciousness speech. According to an unofficial transcript in the Catholic Herald, the pontiff said, the Church, I take the example of Pennsylvania. Watch the correlations and watch when the Church became conscious of this abuse. It dedicated all, and recently I have received so many completed convictions from the doctrine of the faith, and I have said forward, never have I signed a request for grace after a conviction. On this I do not negotiate. There is no negotiation. This statement, however, is contradicted by the well-documented case of Don Mauro Inzoli. And, the article goes on to explain what this case is about. So, if you care to read that, of course, the link's always in the description box. Three convents in Congo were attacked by armed men in the latest violence targeting the Catholic Church in the Central African country. The thugs attacked the nuns and threatened them with death before taking their money and other goods intended for the sisters' work in the community, the Justice and Peace Commission of the Archdiocese of Kananga said in a statement. You know, there's a lot of bad things that happen in not only in Africa but around the world. And, there's only so much I can do here. What I try to focus on for those of you who aren't really, never really thought about, what it is I'm doing here, is I try to focus on what the Pope, bishops, cardinals, and priests say. In other words, the words that come out of their mouth. So in a news article, that would be what's in quotes, and their actions. And I believe my job here is to bring you the facts as they appear in articles, and then it's for you to decide what it is you want to make of it. All right. So I try to bring you the information. Now, obviously, I talk a lot about, what I think or what my understanding and what I believe, but that's something separate. You don't have to believe what I believe, obviously. You can draw other conclusions. And occasionally somebody makes a comment, that they disagree with, my take on, this, that, or the other thing. So, but a lot of bad things happen, but I can't do all that I do and then do this. And then some people will ask, well, there's a lot going on in politics and abortion. I'm only one person. Um, and I pretty much work all day at the news channel, and I really wish I could bring you more, but I can't, and so I need to stick with exactly what I feel like I'm being called to do. All right, so let's move on to the next story. 54 years after suppression of the intercessory prayer to the archangel with the top job of battling Satan, Catholic bishops in the United States are gradually returning to the tradition of reciting the prayer after Mass, and that's St. Michael, the Archangel prayer. Archbishop Joseph Naumann of Kansas City, Kansas, this week approved regular use of the prayer after Mass in his archdiocese. So he is the sixth um, bishop to, uh, begin this again. So, that's a good thing. Now I'm going to tell you about there's three different petitions that are up. Let's see here. LifeSite News is also asking readers to sign a petition urging bishops to restore the prayer. All right. So that link's in the description box. And let's see here. Yeah, I might have messed this up here a little bit. There's also a petition up to support Father Kalchek, who Cardinal Kupich has been, I would say, bullying, and he's gone into hiding. So he's the one whose parishioners burned a gay flag. Not only was it it was, I wouldn't even really say it was a gay flag because interwoven in the flag material itself was the cross, and this was something that belonged to the parish since the 1980s, and it was property of the parish. If they wanted to burn it, it seems to me that they could do that. But Cardinal Kupich didn't like that. All right, let's see here. All right. There's another petition at the same time. There's two petitions that deal with the St. Michael's prayer. So you can sign them both if you want to sign either one or not any of them. I just telling you about it. And then the one to Father Kalchek. All right, well, that's all the news for right now, and we'll talk to you next time. Enjoy your day. Bye.